Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. I am your host, Sleepy Celestial. Thank you guys so much for all the warm welcome back. I appreciate the people that has been supporting me. I haven't been feeling well. There has been a lot going on. I will fill you guys in on my podcast for Sunday. But enough said, we are here to talk about chapter 4. So this is the second episode now that we are closing out Act 2. Welcome to Act 3, predictions. This is going to be the chapter 4. Now, here's the crazy thing that I've been researching and figuring out, and now I found out. So, it's 2007. And guess who did the Super Bowl performance? Prince headlined the 2007 Super Bowl and gave us a master class lesson of what it meant to be an entertainer. His Super Bowl is regarded as one of the best Super Bowl due to the fact that Prince was managed to, while it rained, he managed to make the rain turn purple with his electrifying guitar, which allowed him to not only play Purple Rain at the end of the track, but his symbol of his guitar is the duality of femininity and masculinity, and that is the shape of his guitar as well, and that is the symbol of Prince as well, the duality of male and female, the energy that shapes our universe, almost as of like a yin yang. So Prince's stage also was the shape of that Super Bowl. After really looking back into the shape of the stage, now you're asking yourself, how does this ties into Beyonce? Well, I will tell you. So Beyonce's stage, looking back in 2007 and how Prince's Super Bowl stage looked like, I was like, let me take a channel back into the past and future. As Beyonce mentioned, she is a representation of past, present, and future. She is here to connect those dots. And I think, whoa, that she was not kidding. So after resurfing and watching back Renaissance and the electrifying connection that Prince and Renaissance album has with the guitar gun that Beyonce has with the opening of I'm That Girl, to opening up in Stockholm where she looked at like a crimson metallic performer, and you know, she also had a lot of silver. And I started looking at the stage, and not only the stage has a representation of just a banjo, but come to back looking at the performance stage itself, I was like, oh my god, like, this woman is such a genius. Beyonce's not just creating these tours, she is referencing these mega artists that were in the past. She's recreating the image if they used to have the technology that we have now. Like, for one, this stage, the Renaissance stage, is not just the banjo. It is a reflecting image of the female empower sign. The female sign is a representation of the stage. It's the circle with the bar indicating that this is a female stage, and that's what we saw, this circular opening as well as the closing. Also, when we go to the portals of Renaissance, it has the female legs indicating this is a very feminine stage. She even had the pearls and everything. Also, here's another crazy fact. Beyonce brought out the other women's of Destiny's Child, which would have made it 5, into the Renaissance backstage, right? And the only 2 people that's missing from the lineup of this year Cowboy Carter was Miss Latoya Luckett, and I forgot what's the other, Latoria and Lataria. So these two were the only two missing out of the lineup. So it would have made 5. Come to find out, you saw just like the DC girls popped up for Cowboy Carter, indicating they were throwing up the 2 sign. The other 2 girls, all of them, and Beyonce are throwing up the rock sign, indicating they might be there for Act 3. And what makes me think of that is that picture. Beyonce showed up in Renaissance, and then in Cowboy Carter, the Destiny's Child ladies popped up. And I think for Act 3, Latoya and Latara is going to pop up for the next act. I truly believe that. And like I said, with Beyonce kicking off 16 Carriages as well as Texas Hold'em for her 2 singles that we knew, I think this is expanding to how I never expected to be. I think that Beyonce is doing something even more crazier than I expect. For one, now that I'm looking back on everything that she strategically planned out, this tour that's coming up in the future is gonna tie in all of those people that she mentioned. Now, this is not the first time Beyonce has connected herself with either Prince or Michael Jackson. She referencing all of these people in the interludes of Cowboy Carter, and then from Cowboy Carter, she finded a way to interconnect herself into a broader connection of the entire trilogy experience. With Cowboy Carter leaving the stage of the Chitlin circuit, Beyonce is now entering the rock era with this bronze color, which bronze, black, and red. I think these are gonna be the color for the Beyonce aesthetic. Like I mentioned again, the DC girls were already gonna be met, and I told people that how I know DC was gonna be there is based on that picture. They were throwing up the Act 2 sign, indicating that they were gonna be part of this shit. And looking back from the stage itself, and how the stage was designed, and how Beyonce, Kelly, and Michelle in a weird way passed down the torch to Blue, there was a transfer of the torch that was lit for the last night of Cowboy Carter. Flash forwarding to the stage design, it also reminds me of the male version of the symbol, of the masculinity symbol. The Cowboy Carter stage is also a reference of Prince stage, even though it looks like a guitar, but it also looks like the version stage of the masculinity sign. So in a way, Beyonce is going to combine these 2 symbols to create the next stage. So it's not just about the production anymore. She's referencing these symbols of the different duality of the masculinity and the femininity to create a whole new stage. So after really looking at the stage, there's part of the stage that could be disconnected. So when you look at the male symbol, the circle, and then the pointing arrow indicating the male version of that, and also we know it looks like a guitar, but it also, a lot of people have been mentioning this also looks like an arrow. So in a weird, crazy way, Beyonce is referencing Prince. She's referencing different big acts in the past. Like this scene alone give me Purple Rain vibes. And if you look at the Prince stage, it looks like that. So we're going back in the past to look for more clues. And let me tell you, Lemonade has so many clues to Act 3 that when you think of how they said that after Lemonade would have been Cowboy Carter, we could see that now, because we went from the aesthetic of black, which I think a lot of people have been like Lemonade was this the color of Lemonade was like this yellow, green, lime green, and black, right? And the Formation tour, which we haven't really covered that on the channel, but let me tell you, the Formation tour has a lot to do with the interboxing of the different symbols. Like a PlayStation, each symbol is a representation of Beyonce's stage. So with the triangular, we had Cowboy Carter. With the circle, we had the Renaissance. And with the square, I believe that was the Formation tour. So the only symbol missing now is the X, which I believe Beyonce might do an X stage for Act 3. So this was part 2. I'll see you guys for part 3. Make sure you guys like and subscribe as we talk about more theories for Act 3. Bye bye.